So we're given a problem that says through how many degrees does the minute hand of a clock turn in 15 minutes, 6 minutes, 1 hour, and 1 hour and 20 minutes. Now this problem is going to be a ratio problem, and we can kind of see why that is, because we can compare our clock and the minutes that a minute hand travels inside of a clock to degrees and how many degrees are in a circle. And if that doesn't really make sense, I hope it will in a second. So our first problem, the first part of our problem is how many degrees does the minute hand of a clock turn in 15 minutes? So this little green line here, and I'm assuming you can assume the minute hand starts anywhere, but for this one, this problem, I'm going to assume it starts here at the 0 minute mark, or you can consider it at the 60 minute mark. So in 15 minutes, we have an angle that looks something like that. Now, just eyeballing this, it looks like it's going to be 90 degrees. That kind of looks like it's going to be a right angle, but we can verify this using ratios. And the setup is, well, we have a minute hand that traveled 15 minutes, and for the minute hand to make a full circle, 60 minutes needs to pass. Well, this is comparable to some angle measurement over a full circle, which is 360 degrees. Now, we could solve this right away, just multiply that side by 360, or we can make it a little easier and simplify this fraction. Well, 15 over 60 is the same as saying 1 over 4, and we have our right side stays the same. 1/4 equals x over 360 degrees. Now we multiply each side by 360 degrees. And we do indeed see that 1/4 of 360 is 90. 90 degrees equals x. So the first part of our problem right here, this how many degrees does the minute hand of a clock turn in 15 minutes, is 90 degrees. So I'll just put an I here so we remember that's the answer to our first part of the problem. All right, so now the second part of our problem. Let me go ahead and select this and copy it and bring it down with us. Oops. So now the second part of our problem. So the second part of our problem, we're asked how many degrees does the minute hand turn in 6 minutes? And this is not exact, but this was a rough estimate of 6 minutes. So now we're looking at this degree measurement here. So this one, I mean, some people, you could still eyeball this or figure it out without even having to write anything down. But let's go ahead and do the ratios, because to me, writing things down in the ratios is a lot easier. So we have the minute hand turning 6 minutes. And remember that full rotation is still the same as 60 minutes for the minute hand to go in a full circle, equals some degree measurement over 360 degrees. Well, let's go ahead and reduce this left side fraction. 6 of 60 is the same as saying 1/10. That's just to simplify, it's the same exact fraction, equals x over 360 degrees. And if we multiply both sides by 360 degrees, well then 1/10 of 360 is actually 36 degrees, which is the angle measurement we're looking at. So part 2 of our question is 36 degrees. That's how far the minute hand turns in 6 minutes. All right. Part 3 now. Part 3 now. So now we're asked, how many degrees does the minute hand turn in 1 hour? Intuitively, this is pretty easy because we just already wrote that a full rotation is 60 minutes. So we know that the minute hand actually turns 360 degrees in 1 full hour. But let's go ahead and set up the ratio just so you could see this. So now our minute hand is doing something like this. And we have it turns 60 minutes over a full rotation is 60 minutes equals some degree measurement over 360 degrees. Well, that simplifies to 1 equals x over 360 degrees. And then this simplifies to, or if we multiply both sides by 360 degrees, what do we get? Well, we get x equals 360 degrees. And that is the answer to our part 3. How many degrees does the minute hand travel in 1 full hour, or 60 minutes? All right, part 4. Let's bring our clock. Change our color. How many degrees does the minute hand turn in 1 hour and 20 minutes? Well, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Well, let's look what our minute hand's doing right now. In 1 hour and 20 minutes, it's making a full circle. That's a bad circle, I know, but it keeps going all the way to the 20-minute mark. So we're not just traveling 20 minutes here, we're traveling 60 plus 20 minutes. So that will break down to the minute hand is traveling a full 80 minutes over 1 full rotation is 60 minutes equals some degree measurement over 360 degrees. Now let's go ahead and simplify this left side fraction. Well, 80 of 60, and I'm going to do this in 2 steps. 40 over is the same as saying 40 over 30 equals x over 360 degrees, which is the same as saying 4 over 3 equals x over 360 degrees. Now, if we just multiply both sides by 360 degrees, we get, what's 4/3 of 360 degrees? That is, so 3/3 is 360, plus 1 more third, that's 120. So 480 degrees. And you can take your time to verify this on your calculator. But 480 degrees equals x. And that is actually the answer to our part, I think we're part 4 now. Part 4. Is it part 4? Yes. So this is the answer to our part 4. The minute hand travels 480 degrees in 1 hour and 20 minutes. And we'll look through this one more time. So part 1, how many degrees does the minute hand of the clock turn in 15 minutes? Well, it turns 90 degrees, and we proved that with the ratio there. How many degrees does the minute hand turn in 6 minutes? Once again, with the ratio, we proved it turns 36 degrees. How many degrees does it travel in 1 hour? We proved that with a ratio, 360 degrees. And how many degrees does it travel in 1 hour and 20 minutes? Prove that with a ratio, 480 degrees.